Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to Broyans Farm. So I'm gonna start off today here in the barn. I gotta feed the cows and the kitties. They know it's feeding time. Looks like somebody gave them a bone of meat of some sort. They also might have got a bird. As for the cows, they get chop, which is a mixture of corn, oats, soybean meal, and other minerals. We have to cover it with boards though because the birds like to come in here during the day and eat at it. You can see the little bits of oats and corn in there. This guy's already here waiting. He must be hungry. I don't see the other ones around though. They must be in the shelter. One by one. The next thing on the agenda is watering high tunnels. We have an upper one and the lower one. I'm at the lower one right now. We'll get that turned on. Turn it on. And now they're watering. The header line comes across up here. Right there. And you can actually hear it coming through. And then once it builds enough pressure, the pressure gauge will rise and we'll usually run it around 10 to 15 psi. The tomatoes in here are doing all right. If you've been following along with my videos, you'll know that we had a little bit of an issue, but we got some fertilizer on them and now they're doing a lot better. You can see all the nice green tomatoes in there. There's a cluster of like 8 or 10 right there. Actually, they must have just picked because I don't even see many red ones on at all, but the green ones are nice. Those two there are our greenhouses. That lower one with the shade cloth is the high tunnel. Here's our strawberry plugs. Check and see if they need any water. I think we actually got a shower last night, so these are pretty wet. They're good. This one's very similar to the other one. This one's just about almost twice the size. So it takes a little longer for everything to get fully pressured and, you know, get up to that 10 to 15 psi again. The tomato plants in here are actually looking better, I think, than the ones down below, especially since we fertilized. They got a bunch of new green growth on them. New blossoms. Like I said before, I don't think that those blossoms are going to amount to anything because of how late we are in the season. But at least they look good and they look healthy. And they do have quite a few small green tomatoes on, which I have no doubt will make it. Right here's a nice cluster. Over here's some nice red ones. We got all of the weeds sprayed in all of these, well, between all of these strawberry rows up until this row right here. We had 3 left to go, but it got a little windy. We didn't want to risk it, so we just stopped. But we can't do this last row because of this electric fence we're about to put in. But instead of going through and hand spraying this because of all the stakes in the way, I think I'm just going to go through and pull all of them out, which is kind of a nuisance, but I think it'll save me time in the long run. So that's what I'm going to do right now, which is very simple. But it really takes one hand and they just come straight out of the ground. And then I'll just lay them right here on the outside because they're going to go right back in as soon as we get done spraying. But you can see like all the thistle and stuff coming up here, and I'd love to get that killed. That way we don't have to worry about it no more. We got just about all the onions out of the field. There's probably like 40 baskets left, which is nothing compared to the couple hundred that we already pulled out. I don't have any white and I only have a little bit of red. I'm going to go pick some of them up. Because of all the rain we had, we are seeing some rotten ones in the baskets. I've went through 3 so far, and that's how many bad ones I got, which isn't that many, probably 10 or 12. But I just want to get going through them, that way they don't rot in the baskets and rot all the other ones surrounding them. Basically all I'm doing is just taking that outside loose layer off. Now moving on to potatoes. We don't have any white potatoes left that are dug. We only have reds. You can tell when Frank picked these, they were still pretty dirty. Or pretty muddy, I guess I should say. If any of you are interested, I do have a website up now with my shirts on it. It's basically the same thing I'm wearing, all different colors. There's like purple, blue, gray, black, green, yellow, pink, all sorts of colors. So if you're interested and you want to support the farm, check out the website, bryansfarm.com, and it's all there. So thank you. It's the next day. Everybody's back here on the farm because it's Tuesday and we don't have any markets, just besides our home farm market. And so Frank's out on the red beets and the old patch of pickles right now. I'm gonna go out and see how he's making out. So Frank got 6 red beets, or just about. This one's not quite full, which is gonna be plenty. We already have some in the cooler that we picked like yesterday or 2 days ago. And this will now get us through the rest of the week. Frank and I just got down here to the cabbage field. It's still kind of earlier in the morning, so we're gonna get a bin picked for tomorrow.
Morning everybody, hope you had a great Labor Day weekend.
Too late in the day, the cabbage will actually get wilty and then it just won't look nice at all. But right now, the leaves are still like up. They're not wilted at all. They're kind of crispy, and that's what we want to see.
All right. Boy, they're pretty moist too.
Yeah, they're wet. Here we have the red cabbage. We always grow a couple, but not many because it's not very popular.
Far. It's awesome when you can do that.
Yeah. I just filled my sock with water.
Oh, yeah. That's an awkward feeling, especially when it's only one.
So I'm gonna go and unload this cabbage, get this out of the sun. Frank's gonna start an eggplant.
Yep.
And as we were riding by, we've seen that absolute monster right there.
Let me get those clippers.
Oh yeah.
There you go. Okay, let me grab my water too, because you're gonna go.
Wow, look at that one.
I know. Okay. Here we go. Beautiful. Look at that.
That's about as perfect of an eggplant as it gets. Right there's a monster.
One of the biggest ones I've ever seen.
Man. All right, you can put them in the basket. So it's been about 25 minutes, not even. I just got back. Frank already got 6 baskets working on his last one, which is obviously the 7th. He said they're just hanging thick, which you can kind of see. He only went about 10 yards. Yeah, they're huge. Man. Beautiful. Mom just got back with the peppers. These are some of the nicest ones I've seen come out of the field so far this season. Yellow, red, that there is pimento. Here we have poblano. First picking of them for the season, and just look at these bell. Just enormous. Snack peppers, they're really coloring up nice. It's another extremely hot day today. I think it feels like 105 right now or something very close to that. And there's almost no wind. But we just got the bins on the wagon. We're gonna go out and start picking some cantaloupe and watermelon. We just got started. We're almost cleaning the field now. You can still see there's one or two here and there, but it's kind of a good thing because this patch is, like I said, almost done, but that patch over there is just about to start. So we don't need any more than what we're already picking right now. We already have like 3 or 4 bins in the cooler. That one's goofy, I'm gonna throw it out. And so we're hoping we don't get much today, but we're figuring on 2 bins. On the other side of the road here is the watermelon. Oh, wow. These are red seedless. Here's a sugar baby. Nice yellow belly.
I don't know what that is, probably.
So we got a bin and a half of cantaloupe so far and 2 bins of watermelon. We didn't get to the honeydew yet, which is gonna go in the last bin, but we're only a little over halfway through the patch. So I'm assuming we're gonna need more than those 2 bins that we brought for the cantaloupe. We just got back here to the shed. We got 1, 2, and just about a third bins of cantaloupe. And then we topped them off with honeydew. And then these 2 bins are full of just red seedless watermelon. These dark ones here are the sugar babies. He's gonna stack that right on top of here so we have more room than in the cooler. So now we're in our late season zucchini and pickle patch.
Wow.
This is the first time picking out of here.
Nice ones. Grab that, Frank. Thank you. So I know where you want.
This is a goofy one.
I didn't blow it up for you.
Here you go, Frank. Is this a different kind over here? Every single one of these has like no texture to it. It's like,
That's the, ain't that the new ones we planted?
is that new?
There should be only about 10 or 12 of them.
Huh.
What do they call spinal beauty or something?
I don't know. So these are new.
Yep.
Makes sense. They're nice.
You like them better or just as good? See, they're not supposed to have
I just like the coloring on the old ones. You know what I mean?
these here.
Yeah, I don't like that dark. It looks almost like black, but it's.
The stems ain't supposed to have the pickers on them.
Oh, really?
Yep. You don't want that size ones? No, that's even too small for what they want.
Okay.
Yep.
I'll take my own box and go ahead.
Well, fine. Be that way, Julian. Be that way, LB.
These are Lebanese or Gouda. That's what I'm gonna call it a wrap for this video. As always, thank you guys for watching, and always remember it ain't much, but it's honest work.